Hello gang, Merlin Don on the mic, bustercall-tcg.com. So the past weekend we had another regionals tournament, this time in Europe, in France, in Toulouse. And let's go and see some results of this tournament. If you ask yourself, where can I find such results and the deck list and everything, then I will tell you, go to the bustercall-tcg.com. You can find the links and everything also in the description below. You will find many tools here, also a TCG simulator. If we get some people and get this also active, it will be awesome, and we can also train our AI to become better and better. Tournament tracker, deck builder, card database with all the leaks, board state tool, collection tool to have your collection anytime with you on your phone or on your laptop or desktop, mulligan trainer to train your mulligan. You can create your own tire lists. You can see the mat stats that we have currently, a ban list, so the current ban list of Bantai, the block rotation, the current block rotation, and everything around it. You can have a pack simulator here before any pre-release so that you can prepare yourself for it, or maybe you want to just rip some virtual boosters. We are also creating some guides here, and of course if you have forgotten your dices and you're in your locals, then you can use the dice roll tool as well. So but here what we want to see today is this tool, so the tournament report. So you go here and you have two options here on the top. You can either check the tournaments, so the current tournaments of the current meta. So here you can also see a tag from the current meta always. And if you don't want to see the tournaments and you want to see, for example, let's say some single deck lists, then you can go here and you can find all the deck lists, the single deck lists that you can also find online, right? So if you are searching like the deck list from some particular region, then you can select the region here or the country, or you can just leave it to all, so you can see everything here. And here you can find the leaders, you can preview the deck list, and with only one click you can go to the deck builder. What's coming next here, so the next feature will be some more filters. For example, you will be able to search any deck lists. You will be able to filter it out to a particular leader as well, etc. And of course here you can see a statistic of the single decks, so what are most people playing, right? And of course with which leaders are they winning, because you can also see the placement of each player and everything in the details of each and every deck list here. But enough about the single decks, let's go to the tournaments. So here you can find all the OP16 tournaments. Once we have some OP17 tournaments, you will be able to see them as well. You can also filter it out with the region here. For example, the big tournaments in Canada, in France, in Japan, in Mexico, in USA, or in the whole world. For example, the online tournaments are like that. Or you can have them all here. So we can see the most successful and most represented leaders in the top cuts here as well. So this is like the top, here are the top leaders. So as we can see here in the pie, currentely the best and most represented leader is by far NL with an almost 19% presence and also win rate. And we can see Nami with 18%, we can see the green blue Luffy with 15%, Tits with 14%, we can see Rosinante, and then the rest of the leaders, they have like only a small portion of this pie. Okay, so like I said, here you can find everything, and let's go to the Toulouse Regionals. So these regionals, it took place this weekend on the 27th and 28th of June 2026. The top cut was yesterday on 28th of this month. It was held in France, in Toulouse, and it was a large tournament with over 1,000 players. So we have here the top 32. So this is the top cut, right? And as we can see in the top cut, we got 25% NL players, 25% green, blue, Luffy players, and then we have 22% Namis. So as you can see, almost the whole pie, it's like OP16 leaders. So if I scroll down, you can see here, you see almost anywhere NL, Nami, and Luffy players, as you can see with the small thumbnails, right? So it's like crazy. We got then 13% of Rosinante decks, only 9% Muscle Tits, so the new one from the OP16, the black yellow one, 3% Lucy, and 3% Sang. So if we scroll down here, what this 3% means, it's only one deck. So from the 32 players in the top cut, we have only one Lucy player and one Sangs player. And what's really interesting is this Lucy player, this one Lucy player, he made it to the final here. But he lost, of course, against NL. So let's see some results here. The first place was an NL, a purple NL. The second place, a Lucy player. The third place, it's a green-blue Luffy. The fourth place, it's a Nami. And the fifth place, that's a Muscle Tits. And then we go back to Nami, green-blue Luffy, NL. And that's the top 8. So the top 8 here, as we can see, the people who got a serial card, these are 2 NLs, 2 Namis, 2 blue-yellow, blue-green Luffys, and 1 Tits, and 1 Lucy, of course, right? So these are the players that got the serial Nika card. And then we continue with Rosinante. He lost the top 8 for like 1 game. Then we have again Namis, Luffys, etc. And then we can see another Tits placed 22nd, and yet another Tits 26th. And here in the end of this list, we can also check the OG Red Sangs player, who let's be honest, the guy made it to the top card, which is also huge as a Sangs player. So enough talking, let's check some deck lists. And in this website, you can go check the deck list like we will do here. For example, here you can just open the deck list here, right? So you see the decks. If you want to check like the decks really fast, and see, okay, I got these cards, oh, this is a card that I don't use in my deck list, right? So it's a small and fast preview, and you can also open it to the deck builder. So what this does is it opens the deck in the deck builder that we have, and you can see here it's an imported list. You can just give it a name, whatever you want here, and then on the bottom right you can save this exactly this deck list, and then you can use this deck list. You can export it. You can print proxies. If you miss some proxies, you can take a screenshot, which will take a screenshot only from the deck. Let me hide the filters here, which will take a screenshot only from the decks and the statistics of the deck. And on the right side, of course, you can find the statistics. So how many characters you play, or this deck plays, how many events, how many stages, what's the cost curve, how many 2Ks this list plays, how many 1Ks, if there are any triggers, so the types that this deck plays, etc. So let's talk about this winning list. As we can see an NL. So this is the leader. He plays 4 puttings, 2 thirds. He plays 4 Ohm and 4 Holy. So the way to go now, it seems to be again with Holy and not the Holy-less lists anymore. Sura seems also to be mandatory here, because it's also a Ras character that can give you the winning point, let's say, in a turn that you really need some Ras. Then we play 3 Frankies, which it's also great because of the on play, and because as NL you want to have something that reduces your dawns, right? And of course it recycles, it throws you an extra card, it's a blocker, so I don't need to say anything more. Then we have Reizu, which is a body which is hard to remove for the opponent. We play 1 Senior Pink, which is a tech card that we first saw here in the West, in Europe. And when the first, when the meta began, we saw many NL players switching to Senior Pink. I did see also some decklists with 4 copies of him, but now we mostly see decklists either with no Senior Pinks in it or with one or two copies of this card. One more thing here to mention is that this decklist plays also the blocker NL. 1 copy, but it's there. So 4 copies of the useful NL, and then we play only 0 cost events, and of course 3 copies of the Gamma Knife. So 3 copies of the Gamma Knife, we play 4 copies of one of the most broken cards ever printed, the Mamaragan. We play 4 Lightning Dragons, we play 4 Lightning Beast Kitten, we play 4 L Thors, we play 3 Fari, and we do play 1 Divine Departure. So sometimes this could also help you in a way that no other card in the deck can, because for example, if you really need the counter, you can use it as a counter and discard one of your, let's say, Senior Pinks, one of your Gamma Knives, or it depends on the situation. Or you can also use it as a main effect and rest 5 of your Dawn cards, and then you can give one of your opponent cards -8 and KO something big. So this was the winning decklist. So let's go ahead and see the runner-up. So the runner decklist, the Lucy. So this is the preview of the decklist. As we see here, we don't see anything out of the ordinary. So Lucy players, the latest decklist that I saw, they are almost identical. So we do play. Now we are back at the deck builder, right? We have an average cost from for 3.6. Then we play, of course, many events, 21 events. We have 2 stages here. And the stage is also crazy because it boosts your defense even more. And then we play 2 Belabetis, 2 Thirds. We play Viola, which is a 2k and a Searcher. We play Leo, who is a 2k, and he also protects your board from removal. We play 4 Rebecca's, of course, which is a Searcher and becomes a blocker if we attach 1 Dawn. On this Rebecca, we play 3 Cavendish. And this is like, for me, was like, okay, almost always we do play 4 Cavendish, but this player, maybe he knows something. He plays 3 Cavendish and he reached the final, so he does know something, right? And 3 Bartolomeo. Bartolomeo is also a great card for this deck because it's a card that the opponents can't remove that easily. Then we play 2 Jozu, we play 4 of the Sabo, one of the most broken cards in the game, of course, especially for this leader. Goldie Roger, yeah, it's like a winning card if your opponent has like 5 blockers and you just want to win the game. You play this card and you just win the game if he doesn't have any life left, right? And then we play our events. We play 21 events, as you can see. The Fire Fist, which is like one of the best events in this deck, if not the best. We play Fire Fist, which can also be combined with the other Fire Fist, right? And KO pretty much everything on the game. Then we play, of course, the memento of him to bring our Cavendish or Bartolomeo in the game. We play the barrier pistol, which can bottom deck easily many characters, including Burgess if the opponent is a Tits player and he doesn't know how to play around this card. We play Just Watch Me, which can also be combined with the other cards of this deck, and go ahead and use the Mr. Luffy, which either draws you 2 cards or one of your characters gains the blocker attribute until the end of the turn. So this is the runner-up. Let's check the green-blue Luffy. So this is the green-blue Luffy deck list, and we do see something really interesting here. This was also mentioned in the live, if you watched live the Toulouse game. So what we see here is this one copy of the Gum Rain, which says that you may trust 1 card from your hand and up of your leader or character cards gets plus 3k power during this battle. So essentially, because we do play some bricks in this deck, as you can see here, we have 16 cards without encounter, of course, including the events, right? We can play this card, and suddenly we just trust this no counter card, and our character gains plus 3k power, or our leader, right? So we play 3 Bow Hancocks, we play 3 Crocodiles, we play 2 Brooks, which is interesting, and we play 9 Prisoner of Impel Down. So I have seen many different races here, and the best green blue Luffy in these regionals, he uses a ratio of 9. Of course, the other cards are like mandatory, and one of the most broken cards in this deck is, of course, this Mr. 3 Galtino. For the events, we play 2 Gravity Blade Raging Tiger, which is great against many decks, including Tits, for example. If he plays 1 or 2 Burgesses, just play that and bye-bye Burgesses, which I hate as a Tits player. Then we play, of course, the Demon Aura 9 Soul Style Asura, which can win you also some games, because if your opponent has like a blocker or some open dawns, you can play this card, and then you can arrest 2 of your opponent characters or dawn cards. You may choose. And finally, the Restand event, which this player used in like he was 1 game behind, and then he used this Restand event at the point where almost everyone thought that he lost the game, and he turned over the whole table and won the game with the Restand event, which is a crazy card if you know how to play it. So then we go and check this Nami deck list, which made it to the top 4. Also here, nothing out of the ordinary. We play 4 new gates, and this was a card where there was a lot of discussion at the start of the meta, because everyone thought that the best deck in the format will be Tits, which is one of the best decks, but not the best at the moment, as we can see from the statistics. And almost everyone said, okay, new gate, we don't need that. But as we can see here, the top 3 decks in this meta is NL, Nami and green-blue Luffy. So Newgate brings so much value, especially in the mirror, which is crazy. So 4 copies of it, we play 2 copies of this Martial DTs, but I didn't leader lock this card, so every yellow deck can play this card, and this is what our friend here does. One or let's say one card with a crazy trigger and also a really good on play. Then we play 4 Gegomorias because of the trigger mostly, which is also definitely like a crazy trigger. We play 4 Nico Robins, we play 2 Bell Luffys, also another card which was print for other decks, but somehow it helps Nami as well. 4 Borsalinos, one of the most crazy cards in the game here. We play 3 of this Galdino, and we talked about Galdino before. Another crazy card. We play Marcos, we play Namis. As you can see, every single one of these cards, it's like crazy good. So Nami has like one deck which consists of many great cards here. So this is the deck list from Yorios in the 4th place. Let's go ahead and see the Teats player. And this is his deck list. So Teats, we play 4 stages. Like Kalakai told in one video, you're a crazy man. You're a crazy man if you play Teats without 4 copies of the states. And I do agree with him, because you do need consistency in this deck. You really do. Then we play 4 Mayara Begins. We play 2 Chehahaha. We play 3 10 Kostitsis. We play 1 Boa. Play 4 8 Kostitsis, we play the Siryu, we play 4 Borsalinos, we play only 1 Wolf, which is like betting on the odds not to find Yamato in your way, let's say. Then we play 4 Burgesses, we play our Vascos, we play our Dokyus, we play 3 Pizarro Avalo, which I saw also on stream, and it was a pretty good choice against many leaders if you don't find your full ahead straight away. Then we play 2 Lafits, because sometimes you just need to search and dig deeper in your deck. And we do play 3 Black Robe Dragon Twister, which is a card that not many Teats players play. It has a trigger which recycles your hand and draws you 1 card. And the main effect of this card is you may turn 1 card from the top of your life cards face up. And then it says, if the number of your characters is less than the number of your opponent's characters, KO 1 of your opponent characters with a cost 6 or less, and 1 with 5 cost or less. So this is a card which can be used against Rocinante or against Luffy. Yeah, so this is the spice in this deck, and this spice awarded this player with a serial card, so we might see it in the next regionals, who knows. As for the statistics, we play 10 2Ks, 15 cards with 1 counter, and many bricks, 25 cards with no counter at all. But we do have 33 triggers, 33 cards with trigger. Okay, so this was the Teats. Let's see what we have here. Let's talk about this Rocinante. So this is the best Rocinante list in this tournament. And as we can see here, we play 3 stages. We play 12 events and 35 characters. So the characters, our characters, are the Drake, which is a tech against Teats, because you can play him and rest the Burges, and then you can attack the Burges if each player decides to keep him standing, we play 3 blocker laws, which is a card that can help you get rid of 2 of your opponent cards. We play only 2 of this little law fellow. We play 4 of this Trafalgar Law 2k card, which is like a mandatory in this deck. We play 4 of this Promo Law, we play 4 Rosy Laws, we play 4 Sakazukis, and Sakazuki is such a crazy card in this deck. We play 4 Borsalinos, we play our searchers, Rosinante and Kobe, and we play 1 copy of this law. 1 copy of this law, which can win you sometimes the game because of the rush that it has. And it has also an activate main. You may choose 1 card from your hand and this character, and then you add 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards. And then you play 1 law with cost 7 or less from your hand. So not a bad card at all. And sometimes it can win you some games. And let's go and check the events. We play 1 Divine Departure. We talked about this card before. It can be used offensive or defensive. We play 4 Mamaragan, we play 4 I Love You, and then the spice on this deck, we play 1 Slow Beam Sword, which can also win you games, and 2 of the Gum Lightning, which is crazy card in combination with Sakazuki. Sakazuki gives a minus 6k to a character for only 7 dons, and then with the remaining 2 dons, you play this card and you KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with 6 power or less, 6k power or less. So yeah, I mean, crazy, right? Okay, so this was the Rosinante, and let's go and check the last deck list. So the last leader that we didn't expect to see in the top cards, if you ask me, and this is the Red Sangs, the GOAT here. We have the Sangs list, which consists of 10 2Ks, 23 1K cards, and 17 cards without any counter. And we do have a total cost curve of 4.9. So it's a deck that shines in the late game. Let's say, you can understand that from the statistics here. And we do play 3 times this event here, and you will ask why 3 times the event? Because the problem of this deck, the main problem of this deck, is consistency. And that's why we play the event to help us searching. We play Uta, which is also a searcher. We play A-Sabo Luffy, which is a 2k, that can also be used for the activate main, which says you may give 1 of your active turn cards to 1 leader of character, and then you trust this card and you give a -3 to 1 of your opponent characters. We play Hongo, which also gives minus with an activate main, and when this character is rested, and it's also a 2k, exactly like the A-Sabo Luffy card. Then we play Lucky Rooks and Sangs, which both of these cards are pretty strong defensive. Also the new Lucky Rooks from the PRB 02 is crazy for your defense. And we play Kobe, we play 3 times of this Kobe, so 3 copies of this Kobe, which is also a PRB 02 card, and it says, on opponent's turn, if your leader has the Navy type, this character gains plus 1k power. Are we a Navy leader? No, so we can ignore the first line of this effect. But when attacking, KO 1 of your opponent's characters with a 3k base power or less. Then if you have 6 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. So this is something that we can use. As you can see, we have many cards that give minus power to the characters, so we can combine them with our Kobe and KO things, draw cards, etc. Then we have the only reason that people play this deck again, and this is the Ben Beckman. This is Ben Beckman with the Ben Beckman. It's a 5 cost blocker, which has a non-play. You rest 1 Don, so you need 6 to do that. And it says if your leader has the, let's say, the red-haired pirates, so at the moment we can use it only with Sangs. and you have 10 Dawn cards on your field, so you need to be at the 10 Dawn, you can't use it like at 5 or 6 Dawns, right? Then play up to one Sangs from your hand. So we combine this card and we play for free one of these huge bodies, right? Then we have the other Ben Beckman with Trasses characters with 6 power or less. And we have, of course, Uta, which can be combined also with this Beckman and be used as a blocker or as a 2k. And last but not least, we play 3 copies of this Law, which has 2 effects. Once per turn, this character can be removed from the field, from events. If they try to do so, you can just give -2k to your leader. And the other effect is when attacking, you give one of your opponent characters -2k power for this turn. So again, it's a deck that can be combined with Kobe, for example. And this is the Sangs deck list, which made it to the top cut in the regionals in Toulouse. So here, I will not go to other deck lists. You can do it yourself. I talked and so you guys one list, so the best listed list, let's say, from each one of the top leaders, and these were the results. So again, regionals in Toulouse, it was dominated from OP15 leaders, and from the new leaders we only saw a small portion of the pie be taken from Marshall Ditits. And when I say a small portion of the pie, I talk about 3 placements in the top 32. So yeah, I'm not sure about the new OP16 leaders, but oh no, I'm wrong because the Luffy is also OP16 leader, excuse me. Yeah, it goes dominated from Enels and Namis, but another big portion of the pie, it was the Luffy, the new OP16 leader, and he was supported, let's say, with 3 deck lists of Marshall Ditits. So yes, it was dominated from OP15 leaders, but of course we had also this Luffy and Tits, who represented also the OP16 leaders. Okay, so once again, visit our site, visit bustercall-tcg.com. You can explore these tools. They are for free. Of course, you can support the site and the cause of this whole project. And I do appreciate it. I really appreciate it when you do to cover the costs of the server, at least. And of course, you can find the reports here, all the reports, the tournament reports, or single deck reports, which are updated daily, of course. And again, we have other tools like Dice Roll tool, Ban List, Block Rotation, Pack Simulator, Mulligan Trainer, Collection tool, where you can save your current collection here and have it with you the whole time, also with wishlist, etc. I will do a separate video with a guide how to use it. We have the card database with every single one of the cards in the game, including the leaked cards of the new OP sets, board state where you can prepare yourself against every opponent, the deck builder, which we saw together, and which you can use, of course, for the simulator, tournament tracker, which you can use to track your progress in the tournaments. Everything's for free, of course. We have here in the simulator games versus AI. You can play also against yourself. You can create a private game and play against your friends. You can play unranked games, ranked games, the future format where the future cards are allowed, like the OP17 cards at the moment, or the other starter decks cards. Here's a ranked leaderboard. There is also spectator mode, or you can save and watch your replays, or you can also watch them with a spectator as well. Okay guys, so this was the video for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed as much as I did. If you have any questions, or if you want to support the project, come here in the website, subscribe of course in the YouTube channel, and join our Discord community, which we try to populate. Thank you very much guys. Until the next time, bye.